Thank you for coming. Imagine you're a student in a prestigious university like Harvard or Yale. You're a law student. Here's a scene for you. There's a recruiter on campus. You're going to go see this recruiter. You see a flyer from the dean that says he condemns the recruiter being on your campus. As you get closer to this recruiter, there's a protest outside of his office. People marching up and down talking about how this group that he's recruiting for is discriminatory. As you get closer to the office, just above the door, you see Satan's Den. You don't have to imagine this. This is what happens on our law schools campuses. And these are recommendations by the American Association of Law Schools as a way to protest against the military's lawful rights to recruit on campuses. During this speech, we're going to cover three topics. One, we're going to cover the reasons that the AALS object to the military on campus. Secondly, we're going to cover the law that guarantees the military the right to be on campus. And finally, we're going to cover the negative effects of these lawful but irresponsible protests against our military. The men and women of our military are there to serve. They serve us. They're there to bring in the most qualified members that meet the DoD's standards to serve our nation, to protect our interests throughout the world. What the AALS is protesting against is the fact that the military discriminates against homosexuals. There's a don't ask, don't tell policy, and if you're found out to be homosexual in the United States military, you will be asked to leave. This is what they're protesting against. This is what they don't like. The reason why the military is forced to come on campus, or is allowed to be forcefully come on campus, is, according to the U.S. News and World Report of March 2006, a decades-old law that is called Solomon's Amendment, that allows Congress to withhold federal funds from private schools and institutions that don't allow careers to come on campus. The AALS goes further to recommend that the schools spend money again on these protests, that they support rallies for the protest during and before the visit. They suggest that you notify gay rights and activist groups of these visits so they can be in the protest. And the dean is to issue electronically and in print condemnations of these visits. Who would support the AALS in this? Well, according to the Weekly Standard of March 2006, 2 friendly court documents were filed in a lawsuit in which Forum for Academic and Institutional Rights sued the United States government, particularly the Department of Defense, saying that the Solomon Law was an infringement on freedom of speech. These friendly court documents were signed by 40 Harvard professors and 42 Yale professors, respectively, showing the support for these lawsuits, showing support for the AALS, which most of these law schools are associated with. I'm giving you an overview of the law, I'm giving you an overview of the objections to this law. What we really want to talk about is how these negatively impact the recruiting ability of our military. I've been in the military for 12 years. I've been associated with the military for over 20. I am with several recruiters, one of which is Josh Day. In a personal interview with him, he goes to say that nobody wants to show up to work and be protested against. People don't want to come to his office when there's a protest going on. It's a bad day for him, it's a bad day for the people there. It's disruptive to the process. Solomon's Law had to be re-amended in 2005 to reflect equal treatment, equal access for the recruiters. Josh went on to say that the numbers of recruits that he gets at that time are less than what he would get normally. What's harmful about it is we're a target in the world right now. And I'm not here to condemn or condone the DoD policies, but it is the policy of the land at this time. I'm saying that we should support the military and give them the access to the campuses which they are lawfully have a right to. These rights come down from Supreme Court document 547, which was written by Judge Roberts, Chief Judge Roberts, an 8-0 decision that says the military has a right to be on the campuses. It goes as far as to say that Congress is constitutionally mandated to raise and support a military. According to Slate magazine and the brief written by Chief Justice Roberts, these are mandates by the Constitution. These are mandates by our government. These are lawful visits to our campuses, and they should be supported. Another way that they are negatively impacted is the people who don't have access to the information. They don't have access to good information about the military. It's a financially viable job. It's competitive. Retirement and the benefits that go along with being in the military are positive. Potentials for travel as well as educational benefits. All these benefits and all of these items are not presented to potential employees because of not having equal access and an environment that's conducive to recruiting. We're a target in the world. We should have the best and the brightest to work with us. It negatively impacts the rest of the military when we do not have access to the best.